love doing stand-up for crowds because this right here reminds me of assembly in grade school. And assembly was the only part of school I ever liked. Once you get out of school, you don't get to have assembly. This right here is the closest thing we have in adult life to assembly. 'Cause look at you all. You're just sitting there in chairs, looking at a guy who has absolutely no expertise, who's gonna talk for a while. Although, this is different. You knew this was coming. Assembly you never knew was coming in grade school. You'd walk into the class and your teacher would be like, put on your stuff, go to the gym. You're like, I guess they're finally gonna kill us all. Well, this is younger than I thought, but we are pretty big jerks. You get to the gym and the whole school's there. You're like, what are we, about to graduate from Tuesday? My principal always came to kick things off. She'd be like, children, rather than continue to teach you all how to read, we've cleared the entire day for this random guy. I used to smoke crack. As you 7 and 8-year-olds know, freebasing's the greatest ecstasy known to man. Well, I'm here to tell you, there's hope. I've been sober now 2 weeks. Well, weekdays, not weekends. Weekends, that's Nunzio's time. Once I was listening to a guy talk about smoking crack, and my social studies teacher said, sit up straight, show some respect. I'm like, this man's smoking cocaine. Sit up straight, he's standing at a 45-degree angle, or as junkies call it, first position. I always got yelled at assembly. Yeah, there was always assembly and then the second assembly so that they could yell at you for how you acted in the first one. They'd be like, get in here, get in here. I want to talk about what happened yesterday. You're like 7 years old. What's yesterday? We invite a woman to teach you all about bullying through skits. And you laugh at this woman? We noticed you had all been making fun of each other and bullying each other constantly. So we invite a woman with straight gray hair and a denim dress with a wrist cast and homemade puppets to teach you all about bullying through skits. And you ha ha ha, laugh it up. What was so funny about that woman? I want to know. What was so funny about when she couldn't fit the box of puppets in the back of her Dodge Neon? What was so hilarious that you all had to run to the windows? Well, I hope you all know that you missed a very valuable lesson in the danger of cliques. What's a clique? It's when a group of people hang out together. Oh, so you mean like having friends? No, because these people make fun of other people. Oh, so you mean like having friends? My favorite assembly of them all. Once a year, stranger danger. Yeah, the hottest ticket in town. The Bruno Mars of assemblies. You are gathered together as a school and told to never talk to an adult that you don't know. And you are told all of this by an adult that you don't know. We had the same stranger danger speaker every year. His name was Detective J.J. Bittenbinder. I know, it's ridiculous. That was his name. Detective J.J. Bittenbinder. He was from the Chicago Police Department. He was a child homicide expert and... Oh, I'm sorry. Did that make you all uncomfortable? Well, guess what? We're all almost adults, and he isn't even here. So try being 7 years old. He's standing 5 feet away from you. He's still got blood on his shoes, and he's come to tell you, for the first time in your very young life, some adults find you incredibly attractive, and they may just have to kill you for it. Oh well, c'est la vie. Go be kids. Go have fun. Bittenbinder was the weirdest person I ever met in my entire life. He could look at a child and guess the price of their coffin. Bittenbinder came every year to teach us about the violent and dangerous world waiting for us outside the school gym. And this program was called Street Smarts! Street Smarts with Detective J.J. Bittenbinder. Shut up, you're all gonna die. Street Smarts! That was the general tone of it. He would give us tips and tricks on how to deal with crime. I will share some of these tips with you today. Tip number 1, street smarts. Let's say a guy pulls a knife on you to mug you. You remember the scourge of muggings in 2nd and 3rd grade? You know how a mugger thinks. Man, I really need money for drugs. Hey, maybe the kid over there with the Aladdin wallet that only has blank photo laminate pages may be able to help. Let's say a guy pulls a knife on you to mug you. What do? You go fumbling for your wallet, and you go fumbling for your wallet. Well, in that split second, that's when he's gonna stab you. So here's what you do. You kids get yourselves a silver money clip, okay? You can get these at any haberdashery. You get a silver money clip and a $50 bill, put the bill into the money clip, then when a guy flashes a blade at you, you go, you want it, go get it, and then run the other direction. And our teachers are like, write that down. Buy a silver money clip. Engraved ? You go home to your parents like, hey dad, can I have a silver money clip and a $50 bill in it? Don't worry, I'll only chuck it into the gutter at the first sign of trouble. The man in the mustache told me to do it. Tip number 2, street smarts. Let's say a kidnapper throws you in the back of a trunk. This was at 9 in the morning. Let's say a kidnapper throws you in the back of a trunk. Don't panic. Once you get your bearings, find the carpet that covers the taillight. Peel it back. Make a fist. Punch out the back of the taillight, thus creating a hole in the back of the automobile. Then stick your little hand out and wave to oncoming motorists to let them know that something hinky's going on. Can you imagine driving behind that? I think he's turning left. Tip number 3, street smarts. When you get kidnapped, not if, when. When you get kidnapped, the place where the guy grabs you, and the biz, we call that the primary location, okay? Your odds of coming out alive from that are about 60%. But if a guy takes you to a secondary location, your odds of coming out alive are slim to none. You kids have no upper body strength, and we're like, we know, but hey, you kids have no upper body strength. So if a guy tries to grab you, you can't fight him off with fists. So here's what you do. You kids jump on your back and you start kicking upwards. That'll throw him off his rhythm. That was a big thing with Bittenbinder, throwing pedophiles off their rhythm. He won't know what to do with 2 little sneakers coming at him. If the Lindenberg baby had steel-toe boots, he'd still be alive today. Street smarts. Yeah, he wasn't a spoonful of sugar helps your medicine go down kind of guy. He was more like, brush your teeth. Boom, orange juice. That's life. Bittenbinder didn't want us to not get kidnapped. He wanted us to almost get kidnapped and then fight the guy off using some weird psych-out backroom Chicago violence. Like, here's what he wanted to see on TV. And we are currently here with 7-year-old John Mulaney, who just fended off a kidnapper earlier this morning. John, how'd you do it? Well, thank you for asking. I used the Bittenbinder method. Once I saw the perp approaching, I chewed up a tab of Alka-Seltzer that I keep on me at all times. This created a foaming at the mouth appearance, which made it look like I had rabies. Now I've thrown him off his rhythm. Then I reached into his jacket pocket where I planted a gram of coke earlier, and I go, whoa, what is this? And he goes, that's not mine, and I never seen that before. And I go, boo-hoo-hoo, it's in your jacket pocket. Now you're doing 2 to 10 and your kids are in social services. Now he's crying. Then I grab a phone book and I beat him on the torso with it. Because as any good Chicago cop knows, a phone book doesn't leave bruises. And we are here with 7-year-old John Mulaney, currently being sued for police brutality. Very good.